Hi everyone, welcome to the second video. It's going to be more of a vlog with a scattering of individual images that I've taken. Thank you very much to everybody who checked out the first video and took the time to watch it and liked and subscribed to the channel, as well as people who very kindly left messages. I've really struggled this week in regards to trying to get another video out. I could put a lot of pressure on myself, so I'm trying to relax today, out for a walk, and just going to talk about the subject matter that I want to talk about, put the images in over the video, and hopefully that works. But I'm just going to try and relax, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, then great, and you can let me know in the comments. So in the first video I talked about my background, and the reason for that was about trying to give a flavour of where I've come from and the sort of values that I hold, and how I then use that in my photography. There's been quite a lot of talk recently about finding your photographic voice, and there's a really good video. I'll put the link in the description for Walk Like Alice, and Jeff talks about this in regards to Sarah getting into photography, and I'll not go over it, but basically you can learn the technical elements from other people, and you can look at their work and how they compose, etc. But the photographic voice that you're looking for really lies from within, and if you have a good understanding about yourself, then you'll be able to either interpret your images and write alongside your images, therefore reflecting on them, or you'll be able to put the images out into the world as a standalone piece of work in a way that you think or you feel communicates what you want to communicate. So what does that mean for my journey, and what can you learn from that? The way I started this was, I'm quite a reflective person anyway. In my professional life, I'm a social worker, and we have to think about the use of self, which is how we bring our values and personality and life experience to build therapeutic relationships. But we have to do that with intentionality. And for me, photography is the same. All the things that make up me, I bring to my photography, but I try and do it in an intentional manner. Now, the influences that I talked about that had an impact on me as a younger person, what they done for me in regards to my photography was really pique my curiosity. And when I find something that I'm curious about now, and that might just be a scene or a person, then the first thing that I do is think about how can I use that in my camera, how can I lift my camera to try and depict that. So just as a few examples, there's 3 images up at the start of the video of people playing bowls. That's my local town of Largs, and it really depicts the demographic, the local sort of services and local activities are driven towards, and that's retired people. The local town's come under quite a lot of criticism recently about the lack of facilities and events for young people, as well as the lack of leisure events, etc., for people who are working age, because everything's on during the day. So that's one of the things that comes to me. How did I start off reflecting on my photography? I really built my website a couple of years ago, and I started writing blogs, and I started sort of writing along with my photography, and that helped, I think. And it's something that you can maybe think about, it doesn't need to be public. You can write alongside your photographs just for yourself. You can put it in a journal, or you could put it up on Instagram, which is what I tend to do now. So as a matter of example, there's a photograph on my website, on my Instagram, of a man in Temple Bar taking a selfie, and you'll see my writing there. And it's really about, with all the cameras run about, we still try to portray into the world what we perceive ourselves to be, or what others want us to be, maybe. So there's a whole sort of thought process run about that and a bit of reflection on it. So that's a good way to start, just to sort of look at your images and think, what does that draw out of me? What am I thinking about it? Was there a reason why I took the photograph in the first place? And what from my background has made me think this about this particular image. Start very much from within. So the photographic voice is coming from you as a person. There's other things that I've done. So when I was over in Ireland again in Bangor, I'll show you the photographs of a young family and grandparents doing some shell fishing. So they're basically crab fishing with bits of meat on the end of a rope. And I've shown the images of them on the rocks and having a lovely family day out, etc. And I purposely didn't show the other images that I have because I wanted I wanted to put that up to see if it would promote some conversation round about how it was a lovely family day out sort of activity. But what you don't see is the signs saying that there's no shellfishing, so no gathering or eating of shellfish in that area because of the poisoning that is happening because of it. So I went over initially because I was curious to know, had they seen the signs and were they disregarding it? They hadn't seen the signs, and even when I brought it to their attention, it didn't change what they were doing. They were just enjoying their day out, and that's up to them. The other things that have piqued my curiosity and I've then went on to reflect on was, again, when I was over in Dublin, I met Sean Hillen, and Sean's an artist from Ireland, and you can find a video or a documentary about him called Tomorrow is Saturday on Netflix. I'll put the link in the description again. But when we were going out into the pub, he was wanting to take his artwork down and put new artwork up, and I thought this is going to be a photographic opportunity. And I used the film camera, so these ones are scans. But because I'm interested in human behaviour, and I know that comes from within, it's another curiosity for me. My curiosity was, how are the patrons in the pub going to respond to Sean? It was a really busy Sunday afternoon, and I hope that the images do show how the patrons responded. At first they were a wee bit sort of looking a bit strangely, and then they got interested in what it was that he was putting up on the wall. And because it was a photograph of the Troubles and he had taken it, people wanted to talk about it. So the Troubles in Ireland are still very much a talking point. And then lastly, I started a wee project last week up in Kelburn just now, Kelburn Estate, just outside Largs, and that's owned by Lord Glasgow. No relation, but I was walking down one of the paths and I heard something going on, so I went over again, just piquing my curiosity. And it was an artist called Jamie Temple, and again I'll put the links in the description for him. And he's hand carving a wood wind turbine basically as a commissioned art piece for the Kelburn Festival. So I took his portrait, I engaged with him, spoke to him, linked up with him on Instagram. He's meant to be coming down again this week, and he sent me a message to say he'd let me know when he's down and see if I want to get some more photographs. I was up yesterday and I took some more detailed shots because I'm trying to think about how I suppose expand and improve on my photographic practice. And again, that reflection and thinking about what it is that you want to say and put out there in your photographic voice will then cause you to reflect more on the work that you're doing, and is there anything else that you need to gather. So I hope that's helpful in giving some examples as to how you can start to explore that photographic voice that you have, by very much linking it between yourself and what your life experience is, taking the photographs, reflecting on why you took that photograph and what you see in that photograph, and then thinking about how you can put that out into the world. Because I think we have an awful lot of one-shot images that we kind of just go, yeah, it's a nice image, but we don't really think about it. And it's not until we think about it and start to almost dissect the image that we start to have a better understanding of ourselves. So what I'm asking you to do is get away from those reflection shots. We've all done them, I've done them. the puddle reflections, the window reflections, and start to reflect on true images that speak to you, and that, if you start to understand, will possibly mean more to you. So thanks again for watching the video, and I'll hopefully see you in a third one, and hopefully that'll be in a week or so. Okay, speak to you soon. Thanks, bye bye.